Current news time 6:09.
Washington has more representatives than any other state on a new White House commission that's going to propose ways to relieve the nation's ailing airline industry, revive the industry. President Clinton has chosen Senators Patty Murray and Slade Gorton, along with U.S. Representative Maria Cantwell, to sit on that panel. Mr. Clinton first proposed the National Commission to ensure a strong, competitive airline industry when he visited Boeing's Everett plant earlier this year. The commission will feature 15 voting members representing airlines, labor unions, and aerospace manufacturers, none from this state. But the 11 political leaders, 3 of whom are from this state, will serve in a non-voting capacity. A flight leader of the Blue Angels says lifting the ban on women combat flyers means some women may eventually join the U.S. Navy's elite air show team. Commander Bob Stumpf, whose team is in Yakima for this weekend's Yakima Air Fair, says there's no reason women couldn't fly with the aerial daredevils. He says to become one of the 7 Blue Angel pilots requires at least 1,500 hours of flight time in Navy fighters, and that effectively has barred women up until now. But a decision announced by Defense Secretary Aspen means women will have a chance to fly combat aircraft and perform missions formerly off limits to them.
Current news time 6:10 on this Friday morning.
KIRO News Radio, live on KTZZ. Will return with Wayne-Cody and sports.
Current news time 6:11. Time for sports here this morning. Wayne-Cody is in, and we got some basketball tonight. Come on, Soups. Let's get off to a good start, huh?
That we do. There'll be 14,000 plus over at the Coliseum, and probably about 4,000 homes in the area will buy the pay-per-view cable to watch the Supersonics. I think it's, I haven't checked the rates. I think it's about $21 if you buy it yesterday or 24 today or something. Call your cable company if you want to watch it. But the Supersonics will play tonight against the Utah Jazz, and they have a little revenge on their minds. The Jazz knocked them out of the playoffs. You remember that from last year. Sonics are favored to win this one. Everybody I've read says either 4 or 5 games. I would think it might go 5, but the Sonics really have the manpower to win this one. But again, as I told Bill earlier, and you can write it down, I like the Phoenix Suns probably to win it all over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, a fella called up a while ago, and he talked to Joel, and he said, tell that Cody. He says he's there picking them horses in the Derby, that bull in the heather. He says he's the same guy that told us that Jay Abear was going to be our starting quarterback a few weeks ago. Or what's his name, Abear? Yeah.
They never forget, do they?
Well, so I missed that one. So I've missed the last 308 predictions in a row. So what? Give me a break. But anyway, they never forget the ones you do pick. I'm trying to think of one that I have picked. But anyway, it'll be the Sonics in 5. We'll see. Now tonight, along with the Sonic game, Indiana will be at New York to start that series. Atlanta will be at Chicago to get that series underway, and the Lakers go down to Phoenix to get that series underway. Last night, if you missed the first 4 games, Cleveland Cavaliers beat New Jersey 114-98. Boston over Charlotte 112-101. Houston defeated Los Angeles 117-94. Hakeem had a big game, and San Antonio knocked off Portland. They did it in Portland 87-86. Now in hockey, the Vancouver Canucks, on a really controversial goal in overtime, beat Winnipeg and knocked them out of the playoffs 4-3. Vancouver skater, and I forget his name this morning, goes at the goal, shoots it, the goalie saves it, and the guy knocked it in with his skate. But they say it was accidental. It wasn't on purpose. You can't kick it in with your skate, but if it goes off your skate, and that's what it did. So Vancouver wraps up that series 4-3. They're not sure who they'll play yet. No, I guess they play the Kings. That's right. Because the Kings won after that. They beat Calgary 9-6, so it'll be the Kings in Vancouver, and that'll be for the second round in the Stanley Cup. I'm Wayne-Cody, and that's KIRO Sports.
And you heard it here first, the Sonics in 5 games, and Phoenix in 7 over Cleveland, right?
Yeah, that may not go 7, 6. But it'll be, and don't forget the other one, Bull in the Heather.
Bull in the Heather.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're watching KIRO News Radio, live on KTZZ.
Current news time 6:16. As we take a look at the headline stories now, a 3-story apartment building in the University District continues to burn out of control, and KIRO News Radio's Phil Johnson will have a report from the scene shortly.
A human rights group says it has proof that Iraqi leader Saddam Hussein has used poison gas against his own people.
One of the towns closest to Mount Rainier is trying to prepare for a volcanic eruption. I'm Bill Yend with Greg Hersholt. Our editor is Dan Restione. Paul Brendel for a look at that fire from the air.
Bill, in the kind of fire department parlance, we've had a false alarm here. What looked like a second knockdown of this fire this morning has once again turned on the fire department, and it has erupted in flame again throughout the entire roof structure of this apartment house. about a 3-story apartment house, maybe 6 or 8 units here, right in the middle of the University District. The fire department had it down to white smoke and mostly steam, had it just about down to no smoke at all, and then boom, it just erupted in flame again, and it started back up. About 2/3 of the entire roof structure is in flames again, and it looks like it's back out of control. The fire department here with a lot of equipment, a 2-alarm fire at the last check. You'll want to avoid that area.
KIRO News Time, 6:19.
A lawsuit has been filed to try and stop the logging of old-growth timber in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest.
The decision would give the Palm Creek Timber Company a right-of-way to cross National Forest lands, across this ridge line, to get into this section that they own.
Jim Chapman is with the group, the Alpine Lakes Protection Society. They believe the agency, the federal government, did not look into the harmful effects that logging will have in the popular recreation area when it issued permits.
Well, now we have Phil Johnson at the scene of that fire in the University District on the phone with us.
Don't have much information yet, Bill, but we are informed by fire officials here that no one has been injured in this blaze. There were flames on the 2nd floor. They spread upwards to the 3rd floor and to the roof. This is, at this point, a 2-alarm fire. 2-alarm fire. And again, nobody injured. Number of people standing outside who were obviously evacuated from the building. About 45 to 50 firefighters here. We'll get you further details shortly. Bill Johnson, KIRO News Radio 710 in the 4200 block of 12th Northeast.
Okay, that's good news indeed if nobody was hurt in that, because it was a big fire for a while. KIRO News Time, 6:21. A check of money news now, sponsored by Piper Jaffray. Gary Christensen is here.
Northwest computer keyboard maker Keytronic reported a 79% increase in earnings for their 3rd fiscal quarter. The company earned $1.6 million, or 18 cents a share. Compare that with last year's mark of $940,000, or 12 cents a share. We asked Piper Jaffray's Rich Munson in Spokane how the news affected the stock.
Stock had most of the trading day to react and did not, closing 10 and a quarter. So it looks like the earnings report was pretty much as expected.
And Munson says he thinks the stock has better future than it did a year ago. He says Keytronic has shown that it has cost controls in hand, and business is up.
They are getting better orders. From what I understand, they've got a better reputation they've had in a long time for being able to meet orders and have and gotten back to the very high quality they were known for years ago.
But he says competition's tough in Keytronic's business, and the key, if you will, is going to be controlling costs for the future. We're seeing interest rates moving downward just a little in the credit markets this morning. The gold price is down $2.80 at $354.60 after the run-up yesterday. Silver's down 2 cents at $4.33 an ounce.
KIRO News Time, 6:24.
The Pierce County town of Orting is preparing for an eruption of Mount Rainier, preparing an evacuation plan at least. Mount Rainier is just 25 miles from Orting and technically is a volcano, though it's dormant now. Orting's Fire Chief Scott Fielding is drawing up plans for an evacuation, but he says it's not an easy task.
The biggest challenge right now is there is no early warning system. If it were to happen right now, we wouldn't know about it.
That means there may be too little time to get people to higher ground. He says planners have heard everything from evacuation times of half an hour to an hour and a half, and says that isn't much time. One big problem is skepticism about the danger by many of the townspeople nearby.
Of course, there was a lot of skepticism leading up to the eruption of Mount St. Helens. KIRO News Time, 6:25.
When you want to know first, turn to us. KIRO News Radio 710.
And now taking a look at the morning's headline stories.
This is Phil Johnson in the University District. No one has been injured in a 2-alarm fire. The Seattle firefighters have just about controlled now in the University District.
At least 35 people are dead this morning after a train hit a school bus in China.
The city of Seattle already faces a lawsuit over a new utility fee.
And the latest way to cut into Britain's budget deficit is to charge for admission to London's biggest tourist attraction.
In money news, the stock market just opening this morning after gaining a bit over 11.5 points yesterday. In sports, Mariners tangle with the Yankees in the Big Apple today. You'll hear it on the radio just after 4 o'clock. And the Sonics get ready for playoff action against Utah. Wayne-Cody with all the sports coming up in just about 10 minutes.